church ever. My father was a hoodlum. He was a hard-working man, but my father was a hoodlum. He wasn't a gangster. My father was a hoodlum. He had some illegal activities with Don King in Cleveland. Yeah. My father knew this dude. My father ran numbers with Don King in Cleveland. Because in the wintertime, he worked construction, so he wasn't working. So he was a number runner in Cleveland. So my first job when I was 10 years old was a paper route. And my job was not to just deliver the papers, but I had to go to everybody's house off my bike and remember where they put their numbers. Some people put their numbers up under the fender of their car. Some people would tape it under their stairway, under their steps. Rats and stuff under that, get up there and get their paper. Some people would put it behind their mailbox. Some people would hand it to you every morning. And my father was a hoodlum. My mother was saved. She was a Christian. My mother took us to church. That combination of his doing whatever he had to do to survive for his family, measured with my mother's teaching us about God and prayer and faith and scriptures, has been the total cornerstone of who I am. My faith, faith is the belief in things that you cannot see. Mm-hmm. Without that, how you make it? Because I'm finna ask God for something that I don't see no way I can get it. But I got the faith that one day I'll have it. That's cold, man. That's a cold piece to lock into your mind. And people that don't have faith, that don't have a spiritual background, I feel sorry for them, man, because it's finna be way harder. Way harder, because too much gonna happen to you that's gonna require some God. Now, you can think it don't. Well, I don't really believe in God. Okay, you ain't gotta believe, he's still there. You know, I hear people all the time, I don't believe in heaven. Yeah, that's cool. Well, it's still gonna be one. One dude told me, he said, well, hey man, suppose you get there and you find out it ain't no heaven. Well, then I lived the best life I could, ain't no heaven. You got a bigger problem if you think it ain't one day and it is. Because now you done what you wanted to do and now you ain't going. Faith is when I was 10 years old and I wrote on the assignment piece of paper what you want to be when you grow up, and I was 10 and I wrote I want to be on TV. Now, through all of my hardships, I did not get on TV till I was 36. It took 26 years for that little piece of paper to ring true. That took a lot of faith. But in between there, the homelessness, the losing everything I ever earned, I ever had twice. I've lost everything twice. I lost it all when I was homeless. I lost it all again in 2005. I was zeroed out. In 2005, I had $1,700 left. Kings of Comedy, all that. What happened in 2005? Divorce. Oh. Yeah. Her lawyer was outstanding. I was in court clapping for him. He was so cold. I was in the courtroom going. Next thing I knew, I ain't had nothing. This dude was gangster, man. You know, and then I had some people that stole some stuff from me, an accountant, and all types of stuff happened. I lost everything. But in those dark moments was when I learned, okay, faith is belief in things that you cannot see. I don't know how I'm gonna rise up again, but I gotta believe that I am. And then you gotta keep that imagination that I saw since I was 10, I was gonna be on TV. So that imagination, I had to keep relying on that because that's all I had, you understand? And then the dream was to get on TV, and I had to keep that in my head, even through the darkest moments. Because see, if you master the mental aspect of it, when the stuff is happening, that comes into play. You remember all the scriptures my mama taught me. Today is the day that the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad. And she say that to me every day I went out of school. I was so tired of hearing that. But man, do you know how cold that thing stuck with me? That today is the day he made. And since I had to learn something in adversity, this is what I learned. I often ask people, I said, how many of you all have ever had a bad day? And the audience raised their hand. How many of you all have had days where you felt like you wasn't gonna make it? And everybody raised their hand. How many of y'all have had days where you thought you just didn't know what you was gonna do? Everybody raises their hand. I said, now let me tell you something about yourself. Your track record for surviving hard days, days you wasn't gonna make it, thought you wasn't gonna make it, and insurmountable days.